Hey, what's up? It's Kit. Time for another video. It is about 2:30 a.m. I'm the only one awake here at home, and I'm still waiting on an upload. There's just quite a few things happening here, and I just thought that I should make use of the time and at least film one video, because I'm about to enter a very repetitive task, which is making assist hooks. So what we're doing today, this video, is we're doing just a hangout between you and myself, and basically me talking in front of the camera for however long. Possibly I'm just gonna do this until this is finished, or I don't know, maybe a couple of these. Anyway, so I have a lot of these jigs, and they are from Thailand. These are called hybrids from Lures Factory. I have a lot of them, a lot, and they don't have proper hooks. So I just decided to just get all of them together. They're scattered across several boxes, but get all of them together, and then I will tie assist hooks on these and basically hang out with you guys while this is all happening. Okay, so what we're doing here is basically just putting the hook onto the assist cord. Kind of difficult for me. I know it's a very menial task, but kind of difficult for me because I am suffering from an injury due to me just being an overall dipshit. So I kind of gored my thumb right there. Gored is actually the right term for it. I have to change my glasses to be able to see what I'm doing better. Now, to make a long story short, I ran a piece of wire through this, kind of ripped it off, and that wasn't cool. Alright, so now we've measured the length that we need, so we can actually put this on the hook right there and judge exactly the length. Alright, so I'm gonna put this on right there. So while I was just basically thinking about this whole thing, I just said like, hey, you know what? I could do videos while I'm doing chores. Just explain exactly what's happening. Hang out with you guys. You see me do stuff like all these boring stuff. Some behind the scenes crap. And well, yeah, we get to hang out. Kind of boring when I'm just doing all these monotonous, very repetitive things, and it's nice to actually have some sort of company. Alright, so there are a lot of videos of me explaining what I'm doing, so I'm not going to repeat that in these sort of videos, but I will either remind you that this bobbin is actually with a brake drag, as we call it in the fishing world, and it is winding this thing tight. Okay, so just as a heads up, housekeeping reminder, so to speak. Okay, so this particular jig has been around for ages, but since I was working for a company that sold jigs, I couldn't use them for the fear of conflict of interest. So I stopped using them because I also had supply from the company, which is great. And these kind of got relegated into boxes and never to be seen again until now. And one of the things that I actually didn't do before, which I should have done, was to make hooks, proper hooks for these. It's not as if I didn't have the hooks. Same hook that's available from before. It's just that when I started working for this one company, everything was provided. The hooks, the jigs, and that's all I could use. So for the whole time, I had like 4 or 5 jigs that I could use. Majority of them are fast jigs, and they don't have the sizes I need. Kind of a struggle there, but we got things to work. Now, I'm able to use all these jigs, again, other brands. And even if we have, say, ties with certain brands, we're still free to use other brands. Especially for this channel, because, you know, this channel's not part of the deal. And I want freedom. I need freedom. I need creative freedom, because that's what I want for you guys. Okay, so now let's go back to this. We measure and see that when in use, this actually is the right length. Now you could probably see that I'm rigging this as a fast jig, because the stroke that we're going to be using, remember when we're fishing diagonally. Okay, so this, although this is a slow jig, what happens when you're casting out is that you're moving your jig in a diagonal plane. And if you're fishing deep water, it's sort of like a steeper angle, as opposed to more of a diagonal. Now when you're fishing diagonally, it means that when you're lifting the jig and it goes off the bottom, when you drop it down, it only has a very short amount of drop. Or if you continue to move the jig without stopping, it will cover a little bit of the water column going up, and then when you drop it down or let it flutter, it will have a bit more hang time. So kind of beneficial to reel up a few times, okay? And then once the jig is already higher up in the water column, you could just open your bail, or in my case, most of the time when I'm using a bait caster, just depress the thumb bar, give the jig some slack as it flutters down. But majority of the time, it's not going to be like how it is on a boat. Okay, so on a boat, you might need 2 hooks with the orientation the way it's supposed to be. But when you're shore fishing, especially with the smaller jigs, you can pretty much get away with stuff like this. If you want to go very technical on it, yeah, go ahead, do that, be my guest. But see, the thing is, and what I'm trying to say is that even when you're fishing highly pressured areas, this doesn't diminish your catch rate. Okay, so really up to you to do this or not, but for me, it has been working for a really long time. And although there are some adjustments when you're fishing for fish like flounder, which have mouths that are kind of hard to hit because they're sideways, and that's just an additional treble hook. This had a treble hook, and I'm just taking it off. So the advantage of having just one hook, obviously, is that it's less snags. And for me, if I'm snagging, I'm really not fishing. So to minimize snags, I'm doing this. Okay, now this is kind of loose here, and it's kind of a standard for most assist hooks with spliced end it. Okay, so you see here, this is actually quite loose here. Okay, some people like it, some people don't. If you don't like it, take your thread, okay, and put a PR right there, or just half hitches. Pretty much just tie down until it's tight, and then do your half hitches or your um, what's this? Your whip finish. All right. Now this one, again, we're gonna glue this up after. So kind of doesn't make sense for us to glue this right now. But what we will do is put it on the jig and see exactly. I mean, even the split ring of this is not the right size, but you know, I don't hear any fish complaining. So do this. If you want to be really correct about this, then yes, you can use the right sized split ring, but this is the split ring that it comes with actually, so I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, there we go. So with an assist hook, you can see that it's going on the side right there. And yeah, with this, the likelihood of this particular jig getting stuck has diminished a lot just because of the short or the small adjustment on the hook. Now there's a few more that I need to rig, and I'm gonna take you guys with me. So let me set up for the next one.